Hey guys, welcome back. If you are new here, we are Bars and Barbells. I'm Sam. This is Phil.
What's up, guys?
And today we have Bad to the Bone by George Thorogood on the agenda.
And George Thorogood has come up because on the last video that we did with Steppenwolf, and that was Born to be Wild.
So kind of similar vibes.
Well,
Bad to the Bone, Born to be Wild.
Well, on the heels of that, in the comments, people had suggested I may have been thinking about Bad to the Bone because I made reference to Terminator. I'm picturing this song in Terminator.
True. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So people are saying
kind of like badass vibes.
Yes, people were saying in that they were saying in the comments, you're probably thinking of Bad to the Bone. And so I was curious about that. I was like, Bad to the Bone. I think I recognized the chorus for that one as well, the name of it, right?
Yeah.
So it turns out it was in Terminator 2.
Okay.
This movie, Bad to the Bone.
Yeah.
And so they were correct in the comments there.
Yeah.
And I know, obviously, like I said, the hook portion, but I don't know if I am going to recognize the rest of the song because it's 5 minutes, and I don't think I've heard the full version of the song.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard the full thing, too. I know it from the scene in Parent Trap where they're, like, playing cards.
So that's what I mean. Apparently, it's been featured in a lot of films.
Yeah, a lot of movies.
Yeah, and speaking of which, we have a little pop quiz for you.
Speaking of movies.
Yeah, and the question is, what film, legendary film starring Mel Gibson, used this song in 1987?
Yes.
If you know the answer to that film, hit it in the comments below. If not, don't worry, we'll tell you at the end of the video. So you got to stick around to check that answer.
And speaking of comments, we want to say thank you so much for all the likes and the comments and the subscriptions from you guys. We are very grateful. And if you haven't joined us for this ride yet, come subscribe. Hit that subscription button.
Yeah. That's always appreciated. You guys have given us so much support throughout this process, so thank you guys. And George Thorogood and the Destroyers, also known as the Delaware Destroyers. That's what they formerly were called.
It's like an aggressive name.
I love it.
I know.
Especially if you're bringing a song called Bad to the Bone.
Yeah, fair enough.
It is very fitting.
Yeah.
So he's from Delaware. I believe they came from Delaware, and it was a high school band or something like that, and then it grew from there. So don't know anything other than that. I didn't know George Thorogood sang Bad to the Bone. I don't know much about Bad to the Bone. Anything you want to add about your knowledge about George Thorogood, the Destroyers, and Bad to the Bone?
I don't know even who he is or who they are, so no, nothing from them. I don't know if I've even ever heard the name before. And like I said, the only reason I know the song is because it's been in movies. Just that chorus piece, like that most popular played, like that bad part.
That's the only part I think I know. So anyways, let's find out if we know more about this one. Tell us about George Thorogood in those comments. We always appreciate the insights, guys. That's how we learn, how we grow the channel. So we want you to be a part of that by hitting those comments right now. Anyways, let's get into the Destroyers, the Delaware Destroyers, and Bad to the Bone. Right off the bat.
Now on the day I was born, the nurses all gathered round, and they gazed in wide wonder at the joy they had found. The head nurse spoke up, said, leave this one alone. She could tell right away that I was bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone.
Let's go.
Bad. 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 Bad to the bone. I broke 1,000 hearts before I met you. I'll break 1,000 more, baby, before I am through. I wanna be yours, pretty baby, yours and yours alone. I'm here to tell you, honey, that I'm bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad.
Such a banger.
Bad. Bad to the bone. rich woman beg, and I make a good woman steal. I make an old woman blush,
Okay.
and I make a young girl squeal. I wanna be yours, pretty baby, yours and yours alone. I'm here to tell you, honey, that I'm bad to the bone.
Let's go.
Bad. Bad.
So like this is crazy because as I mentioned earlier, I do recognize the bad to the bone portion.
Yeah.
Never really paid attention to it all that much just because of, you know, recognizing it from a film or whatever.
Yeah.
You're paying attention to the visual when you're watching it in a movie or something.
It just
right?
adds like extra emphasis to the mood of the scene.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This one we're really paying attention to the song and, you know, the artist and all that kind of stuff. And I've never heard these lyrics before. I know you were singing some of the lyrics.
I recognize some of it. I think I've heard a little bit more of this than I thought. Like maybe not the entire thing, but the beginning, I'd say the first half I recognized more than where we're at now. Like that very beginning part when they were like,
so
the day I was born, this is all gathered around. Like I recognize that.
Right. You didn't recognize the I'm gonna make a young girl squeal.
No, not that part.
Well, but clearly he's bad to the bone in that regard. Pun intended. But so with that said, you recognize the earlier portions. Would you know from where? Is it just from maybe the movie played it a little longer? Or then?
Yeah, I don't know. Like
Not
maybe.
really sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's right.
It's just one of those things where, like, you know, you don't think that you know the words, but then when the time comes up, you just sing it because you're like, I know this.
For me, I don't recognize any of this other than the great chorus.
Yeah.
That is so fantastic. I mean, who else does that? The bad, you know, like the hitting the B's and just emphasizing how bad he is.
Yeah.
And, you know, the riff obviously goes perfect with it. It's just so heavy and gritty.
And so good for like those, you know, those moments in movies, especially like you said, the Terminator, right? So there's like those moments where like this like badass, you know, somebody like walking with their hair blowing and they're like, yeah, like that's what this is.
Yeah. And I think from that standpoint, it is sometimes looked at a little cheesy from the visual, you know, it's supposed to be, so it's supposed to be comedic in some ways, right? But I think when you just look at the song itself, his vocal, like it's so gritty and raw that it's so perfect for the bad to the bone chorus portion in line with the guitars. And I definitely haven't heard like any of that solo work from the guitar previously. So that was foreign to me.
I've definitely never took in the instrumentation at all.
Yeah. So, and I guess this is George just coming in and being a bad dog,
destroying it with the destroyers.
Yeah, apparently. So this is really cool because I'm getting to experience it and appreciate it like I never have before. And it's an awesome song. I love it.
Yeah, it's one of those cool things where it's like half nostalgic because you recognize pieces of it and it's cool to kind of go back to that, but then it's also like fresh and new in its own way because you're hearing pieces of it that you've never heard or like never really looked at it that way.
And even the music video as well. We've never seen that before, right?
Yeah.
So now
I've never seen this.
Now I'm getting to put the face with the audio as well, right? Anyways, we'll rewind it a little bit and see what we're going to do at the end here.
I'm here to tell you, honey, that I'm bad to the bone. Bad. Bad to the bone.
better.
Every woman I meet, they all stay satisfied.
Oh, yeah.
I want to tell you, pretty baby, what I see, I'll make my own. And I'm here to tell you, honey, that I'm bad to the bone. Bad to the bone.
Let's go.
Bad. Bad. Woo! Bad to the bone.
Wouldn't have expected anything else other than the 8-ball in the pocket.
Oh yeah, I love that sax solo. You guys know.
I was not expecting that at all.
No, but if you guys have watched our videos, you know that I love a good sax solo these days. So
I wasn't expecting that for this song, though.
no,
You
that
know,
came out
like
of nowhere.
from what we've heard, obviously.
I didn't recognize that, so I don't think I've ever heard that part. I was like,
It was
okay.
cool because they kept, I don't know if it was in it previously, but I don't think I heard the sax prior to the solo coming in.
No, me either.
But then it came in later into the melody portion with the overlay of the guitar.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Like, built up a lot in the back half of the song.
Yeah, and they added to it to extend the flavor.
Yeah.
But that was awesome. I love that. It was really, really fun. Check that out.
Yeah, I also think it's so cool how like back in this kind of era, like playing pool and like cards and all of that was considered like so badass. Like nobody plays, well, at least that I know, nobody plays pool anymore. So
People still play pool, believe it or not. It does happen. My parents still play pool.
yeah, true.
Maybe not as bad as George Thorogood.
I was gonna say like I feel like people like our age don't really play pool. Yeah. I don't think I really know anybody who plays pool.
Yeah, I just think it's probably not in our ballpark and on our radar. I think that's probably, like you said, it's probably not super popular, but it's still something I think that takes place. And I think, more so for gamblers, right? Like that's what he's referring to in this mold. I think, you may be correct. I've heard, for example, Joe Rogan talk about like some of the people he was around growing up with that were really into playing pool and gambling, and you can get yourself in a little bit of trouble with the bookies and stuff like that. I don't even know what you call them. I can't remember what the specific term for somebody that's managing all the bets are, but it can be, I think, relevant to this, an environment that is full of some characters that have quite a backstory, we'll say.
A little bit of a slippery slope.
So you don't want to mess with George, though.
Yeah, apparently not.
Because he's going to take all your money and do whatever he wants with the girls. That's what's going to happen.
Make the little girl squeal. Oh, goodness. I enjoyed this, though. It was good. It was like fun. And like, like.
It's not just, you don't forget, he's going to leave all the girls satisfied.
Yes.
That's what he said.
The old girls, the young girls, the rich girls, and the good girls.
Exactly.
So.
That's the key takeaway from this. Anyways, it was great. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
it was lots of fun.
Me too.
Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed our reaction to this one as well. If you did, hit the like button for us. Leave us a comment. Let us know about George Thorogood and the Delaware Destroyers. That's my favorite part of this.
Phil's just like saying that word.
Reminds me of like Transformers.
Yeah, it does. Like kind of, especially the way that you say that. I'm like, is this a reaction video or a Transformers movie?
Yeah. So you guys can let us know about them in the comments. We got to give you the answer, though, to that pop quiz that we asked you in the beginning. And that was, what legendary film starring Mel Gibson did this song feature in? And the answer to that is Samantha,
Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
And that was a big one. So
it seems like this has been in a lot of big movies.
It has been in a lot. So that's probably why it's recognizable and gone down in pop culture folklore. And hopefully, like I said, this brought back some memories for you, some nostalgia. It did for me in a little bit, a few ways, but not a whole lot because I didn't recognize the whole song. But now I do know the song, and it's been a great experience getting to check it out. Yeah, agreed. So remember to hit the like button, leave us a comment, hit the subscription and the notification bell, and come back tomorrow because we drop 2 videos every single day.
And we'll see you then. Thanks for watching.